Hey YouTube, it's Sam. How's it going? It is Sunday, January 1st, 2012. Whoa, Happy New Year. That's exciting. I haven't made a video in a really long time, so I thought I would finally make one. I'm approximately 1 year and 4 months on testosterone, and 5 months post-op with top surgery with Dr. Garramone. That's exciting. I had to do a lot of math just now to figure it out. I've just got a couple things to talk about. I mean, the reason I haven't made a video is that there hasn't been that much going on in terms of, like, documenty stuff, and in terms of thinking about my process, I've had a couple of things that have been building, so I can talk about those. In terms of, like, transition-y things, I have to shave every other day if I want it to be completely clean shaven, which I haven't been keeping up with because it's really exciting when it comes in because I start to get like a line right here that would be beard, and it like sort of looks like it, and I totally haven't shaved in a couple of days, but I don't think that you can really see that. I guess I can do a quick chest update and talk about that. So I had top surgery on July 23rd? No, 21st. I had top surgery in July with Dr. Garramone in Sunrise, Florida. This is what my chest looks like 5 months, I want to say, post-op. August, September, October, November, December. Yes, 5 months post-op. I have not been using the Scar Guard as often as I should because it smells really badly and kind of comes off during the day, so I haven't been keeping up with that, but I'm still really pleased with my results. I wish that the scars weren't as red, but that's my own fault. Also, right here has gotten really thick, so I need to find out about, like, scar treatment and stuff because I wasn't really paying attention to it, and I know vaguely that people like massage things and use various products, but I haven't really done that, so need to look into that. But I mean, I can raise my arms, I can move all around, it's very exciting, so it's all good. The only real downside is that this nipple lost its nipple. It is just an areola with a hole. Well, not even really a hole. Where there would be a sticking out nipple is no more. And then also the side of it kind of healed really weird. But I was in touch with Dr. Garramone, and he had me just keep covering it and stuff, and it just eventually fell off. And I was like, you know what? That's alright. This one looks great. It's round, it's got a nipple, and whatever, right? Usually there's one side that's better than the other, so I'm not really that concerned with it, but at the 6-month mark, I'm going to take some photos and send them to him, so we'll see what he says. But yeah, so chest stuff is great. I'm still very much enjoying not binding and not even thinking about it anymore. And just being able to put on a shirt is pretty damn awesome. In other news, I still have not legally changed my name. I'm going to do that soon. I have it all picked out. It's still going to be Samuel Noah. It's been that for a while. And the reason I haven't done it is because I wasn't sure if I would be able to be covered by health insurance if I changed my legal gender marker to male, if I needed some medical attention to my female organs that are still there. So I have talked to a bunch of people, and it sounds like I'll change it on some things and not on other things, and then assess as time goes on, but that I'll most likely get the court order gender change when I get the name change. But that I can change it on my passport and my driver's license without the court order. It's really interesting. You can just use a letter from the doctor. So, that's cool. My plan is to go to the courthouse in February to file my paperwork. So, we'll see when that happens. But it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty much over traveling and doing various things as Elizabeth. It's really quite preposterous at this point. But, I mean, I can change it on my passport and my driver's license without the court order. So, that's cool. My plan is to go to the courthouse in February to file my paperwork. So, we'll see when that happens. But it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty much over traveling and doing various things as Elizabeth. It's really quite preposterous at this point. And I was worried. Like the other day, I went with my dad and we were test driving cars, which was really fun. And they needed to copy my driver's license. And I was like, oh God, it's all over. Let's just leave now. This is ridiculous. The guy's going to see it and be like, who is Elizabeth? And who are you? And I made up this whole big thing, and my dad was like, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. And I was like, oh, God, it's going to be terrible. And then the guy came back and handed me my ID and was like, okay, I'll bring the car around. And I was just like, did you not notice? Are you being nice? Do you know about trans people? I don't know. It was just interesting. So things like that. I would rather those don't come up anymore if possible. So it'll be nice. It'll be nice to change everything legally. It'll be a pain in the ass, but it'll be good to do. Okay, other stuff. So I was commissioned by a dancer and theater artist in the UK to write 2 follow-up pieces to a piece I made called Perception, back at the very beginning of taking hormones. So I want to say that was September. Yeah, it was like September of 2010. And I wrote this poem all about how I'm perceived and how I feel like other people perceive me differently, and that's weird that I see myself differently from how other people see me because we're perceiving the same thing. And how is that going to change with hormones? And so I made that into this animation, and it's gone to film festivals, and that's been really exciting. And so this woman found my film and commissioned me to write 2 follow-up poems that she'll use the voiceover in her show. And that's super exciting. So it's actually making me do something that I've wanted to do for a while, which is write follow-up poems, like really process the rest of the emotions that have come with the change in perception of myself and how other people perceive me throughout this process. So I thought I would read them to you as they are now, which is almost final draft. They're almost done. So let me pull those up. Oh, and you can check out the original one on my page. It's just called Perception. It's black and white. It's in 3 parts. The first part is the one I already did. The second part is focusing on the middle confusion and excitement and being nervous about passing. And the last one is more about where I am now, which is a general acceptance of how I see myself and how others see me and how that has come together. So here's the second one. I'm in a state of constant, almost imperceptible change and hyper-awareness and voice cracks and voice drops and belly hair and veiny hands and achy changing muscles that leave me stretching every half hour. Growing pains. A new skin slowly covers my body, and though I fear I will change too much, I can't help the excitement, welcoming each new change. I begin to ponder the notion of passing. This was not my intention. My comfortable androgyny is slowly falling away. No longer read as female, no longer read as androgynous. In the search for alternatives, I begin to realize that, however inadvertently, I have chosen the path of passing. And it is exhilarating, but scary. This newly forming masculinity feels like a mask, like a trick. You treat me like a man, but all the while the genderqueer on the inside is terrified, frightened that you'll see through the mask, that you'll discover my unintentional secret, and that you will feel tricked like the joke is on you. Can't you see me looking at you? I'm right here. My genderqueerness, my female past is all right here in my face. Yet you don't see it. That part of me, in my journey to congruity, has become invisible. And this is terrifying. And then the last one is definitely where I'm at now. And I actually really worked through my thought process of where I am now by writing this third poem, which was really helpful. Who do I see when I look in the mirror? Myself. Still. Yet different. A new version of myself. The same blue eyes peer back at me, and the same ears just like my dad's, with slight differences. The soft spaces rougher around the edges, the angles more pronounced. Yet the more I stare, the more I still see that same person looking back at me. How is it then that everyone else has come to see me so differently than they did 1 year ago, when the changes I perceive are so slight? Unconscious signifiers, split-second gendering, in their eyes so unquestionably male. Somehow, slowly, this panic, this hyper-awareness, this gender monitoring is quieting down. This constant buzzing in my head is now only a whisper, with noisier flare-ups now and then, leaving behind the continuous worry and wonder, a place where acclamation, acceptance, and quiet remain. This new sense of self, like warm liquid, fills my body, washes slowly over me, engulfing me in calm, delicately taking my hand and leading me, reminding me to breathe, to be. This essence of unassuming masculinity has almost filled me up. Belly, knees, back, shoulders. It now seeps into every fingertip, each earlobe, every toe. I have begun to grow into my perceived masculinity as it has grown into me. To me, I am still androgynous. To me, I'm still genderqueer. Am I a man? Am I male? Suffice to say, I am becoming. Suffice to say, I have always been and will continue to be me. Have our perceptions melded into one? I am still unconvinced. But somehow, we're meeting more comfortably in the middle. Somehow, you seeing male is closer to how I feel. Somehow, when all is said and done, you seeing male is precisely what I want you to see. You may not see me how I see myself, but you see me, finally, as the person I'm presenting to you. And this perception, this commonality, this bridge, is what has finally melded into one. Okay, so I'm pretty excited about these poems. I really think they help me work through this last part of my gender processing that I didn't foresee necessarily having to process in the same way that I usually process, which was through YouTube. So I'm glad that I had a new outlet to work through it. So I thought I would sing you a song just to see where I'm at with my voice. Won't you come see about me? I've been alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts, loving everything inside and out. Won't you? That we've been looking for. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Won't you forget about me? Don't you forget about me. It's so good. So the other thing that I wanted to mention was I'm still feeling really good about my body. I think that that is the overall overarching important thing here, is that I feel really good in my body, despite the confusion over how other people read me and their assumptions about my gender and sexuality and reasons for transitioning. Besides that, I feel pretty darn great. I feel healthy, which was the #1 goal. It definitely made my stomach better, no question. I feel stronger. I feel like I have more energy. I just feel better. So I'm still super darn pleased with how everything is gone. And I think that's all I can think of to talk about right now. If you guys have any questions or anything, by all means, feel free to send them along or make a video response, or, you know, if you have topics you want me to cover, someone who still identifies as genderqueer but has transitioned, by all means, ask away. So that's all I can think of. I hope everyone's New Year's Eve and New Year's Day have been lovely. And here's to a great 2012. I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.